How much are you paying for a mystery variant? We find how much are you paying for a mystery variant? Bum, bum, bum. How you doing? Welcome back to the Educatedcollins Snap channel. Today we're going to be doing our monthly, at this point, bundle overview. We'll be going through all the bundles, what's good, what's not, what you should spend. We also compare it by value, we compare it by variant, so it's pretty in-depth, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And let's get started. All right, let's get started. So first things off, we have the conversion, of course. So quick conversion, 500 credits is 240 tokens. You just multiply the credits by 0.48. If you are opening your reserves, you multiply it by 0.5. That's the math if you want to do it. I've went through it in detail in other previous videos. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. And this is just some of the math, etc., etc. Not too important for most of y'all. The rate is better if you open your reserves, but not that much better, but still slightly better. Credits have more value if you're missing cards. So if you are a newer player with less Series 4, Series 5 cards, then credits, you should up the value of credits a little bit. I don't have like exact numbers or anything like that because it's very specific for your collection. But generally, credits will give you the chance of getting more Series 4, Series 5. So just weigh that a little bit higher than if you are someone with most of the Series 4, Series 5 cards that you want. And then here we still have the ratio comparison. So how I do this personally is I look at some of the previous best bundles in gold and money, and then that becomes like the baseline of how I compare everything else. So just look at some of the previous best bundles we've had, and then just everything is a percentage of that best bundle, essentially. Now, there are some outliers, especially when it comes to like small money bundles, but I don't want to, it's just not a really honest assessment if you look at these very tiny money bundles and then compare everything dwarfs. So I figured the Bring the Pain $30 bundle is the best that we've had in a reasonable sense. And then the Cyber Holiday bundle we've had is one of the best we've had in for gold. So that those are the comparisons. That's how I do it. Hope that makes sense to you guys. Now, first thing I want to talk about is that the season pass is pretty much better than any bundle you can get. So when you buy the season pass, you get 900 extra gold from the season pass track, and then you get access to the weekend gold missions. So what that means is the weekend gold missions require you to have the series pass card to do them. The ones that give you gold, they require you to have the season pass card to do it. 3 of the 4 weekends will have that one. The first weekend usually has a different card in that gold mission, and that first week the weekend card or the season pass card will be for tokens. So technically it's more than this. You're getting maybe like 1550 tokens, which maybe is a better argument. Essentially it's better than 109 value, but just looking at the gold comparison, it's around 109 in terms of value. So generally better than any value bundle we've gotten. Now, there's some exceptions. There are some exceptions, but generally, what I'm saying is the season pass will be much better than anything else. So if you want to use your resources, spend money, first of all, support your creators. Just throwing that out there. Second of all, right, then get the season pass, and then that's not even including access to a early Series 5 card. So essentially, how I'm doing early access to a card is that I'm taking the value of the card, which is 6,000, and I'm minusing 1,000, because eventually you will get the card in a spotlight, right? So Mobius is in a bundle. We'll talk about that, but you'll eventually get that card in a spotlight in the random series 4 or 5 cards. And instead of getting a new card, which has been the 3,000, right, the Mobius, etc., you're going to get 1,000 tokens instead. So I'm just deducting that 1,000 tokens ahead of time, essentially. So it's like you're getting the card in a loan, but then you'll receive 1,000 back. So for a Series 5 card, that's 6,000 minus the 1,000 kickback. So I'm just valuing it as 5,000. So if you do that, then the the season pass is by far the best value. So anytime you're going to spend money to support the game or whatever, get the season pass first, then start looking at the money bundles. Gold bundles, you can use willy-nilly. Now, before we start on September to October's bundles, which are the ones we're focusing on in this video, we do have November, but I didn't want to do the work for it, and sometimes I learned my lesson. Sometimes the bundles of older months will change. So that's what happened last time. I did the bundles ahead of time, and then people kept telling me, hey, the numbers have changed for like 4 bundles, you got to change them. And I was like, oh, I didn't know, or I didn't pay attention to that. So just being careful with that. But I want to say November has some really good bundles. So I will say October also has pretty decent bundles, but November's bundles are like really good comparative. Also, I thought it was hilarious that the values are as near 100% as they could be. So in terms of my ratios, how I do it, their best bundles are also like 100% value. So they're very aware of like what the best bundles were in the past and trying to make bundles that are of that quality. So I think that's really interesting, really cool. Wonder if they're like, oh, make sure these are high quality. But high stakes in November for gold is near 100% value, so just as good as you're getting. And then Peach Are So Cool for money bundles is also slightly above 100%, 100.2% value. So those are really good if you like being optimal. I will say you are spending $65, at once in a mobile game, right? So be careful there. But in terms of value, that is definitely some of the best we've seen in a long time. Some of the older bundles, right, are not as good as some of the ones coming up. So keep that in mind. Now, with that said, some of the best bundles for September, October, there are some really good ones. We have the yearly bundle. I want to say a year in Marvel Snap, that bundle, I thought that bundle was going to be free. I thought it was like, hey guys, it's a year, we're giving everyone 1,000 gold. Woohoo! Da 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 da. Joke's on me. So yeah, it's $5. Now, obviously that's not the most expensive bundle you can have, and it's under 50% value. So they're aware like this is a great bundle, one of the best bundles we've had in terms of value in a long time. But I thought it was gonna be free. I know they're not making money by giving things out for free. So generally, that is still, regardless, still a really good bundle. And then we have the Form and Functions bundle. So this is a Mobius bundle. Now, it's only a good bundle if you don't have Mobius, right? So Mobius will be out for 2 weeks. So you're going to have to play the game without Mobius for 2 weeks in that heyday. And then if you do that, then you can get this bundle and it'll be pretty good. Now, keep in mind, if you just wait till November, there's a better bundle than this in November. So if you just want Mobius now, you can just save your gold and then get the November bundle and you'll be ahead. But if you want the Mobius and you like this bundle, sure, feel free to get it. It's actually not bad if you decide to skip on it. And then the Power to Muyu, pretty good value as well, 97.2. Definitely less than the 65 of the Peach bundle. But probably people like the Peach variant way more than this one. Not saying this is a bad one. I'm just saying like people love She-Hulk variants. So, who am I to judge? Anyways, what I've been doing now is just having all of the bundles in one page for people for quick access, just so that they can see what is going on. Later on we'll show the individual ones, but this is just a quick look at all the gold bundles in terms of value, and then we can kind of see. Another thing I did was for the Kim Jacinto bundle, the one with the Darkhawk, I also put the same thing like I did with Mobius, I did with the Darkhawk, where I'm giving the Darkhawk value of 3,000 tokens on top, and then giving that ratio with the new, if you don't have Darkhawk, how good is the bundle, right? And that does make it feel a little bit better. It's still, not a great bundle overall, but if you really want Darkhawk and you want to get the bundle, here's more of a justification to get it. I don't recommend it personally, but people do like the variants, right? That's another pool. And if you don't have Darkhawk, then it makes more sense in that math to get it. But you can see here for September, October, if you don't have Mobius, then that bundle will be the best bundle, 90.7% value. So pretty good there. But generally, if you are doing it normally, here, form and functions, it's only 64%. So generally, if you have Mobius already or anything like that, then it's not really going to be a good bundle and not when I recommend it. It's only for the people that want to wait the 2 weeks without Mobius and then get the bundle, then it's a pretty decent one to get. Next up, if we ignore those like special exceptions, Forged in Night is a pretty solid one as well. It's a 5,000 token gold bundle. You get around 4,240 tokens back, so it's around 84% value. Now that's really good, right? It's very similar to the high stakes in November where you're paying 6,000 gold. Essentially, you're getting 6,000 tokens back, right? So that one is by far the best. But if you don't want to wait, or you have 11,000 gold lying around, then you can get both of them, right? And that would be pretty good value. So something to keep in mind. In terms of the other ones, right, there's nothing really anything special. And I as well did the Token Tuesday and the pure gold to credit conversion in here as well, since people always ask how good is those. Token Tuesday around 71.4% value, and then pure gold 2 credits around 60% value. So usually I wouldn't recommend either of those options if you can avoid it. If you're being patient, it's always better to wait for these bigger bundles that have much better ratios. That's usually the best case scenario. And then when we come to mystery bundles and stuff like that, we have 2 in October. We have the October mystery values. They're not that great. I usually don't recommend getting these mystery variant bundles. They're usually bad. I really haven't seen any exceptional or even good one since they've come out, so I just wouldn't recommend them at all. And then, so this is looking at it from a progression standpoint, from a progress value standpoint. We also did them by price per variant. So this is a different ratio where instead of looking at it by the value, we're looking at it by how much are you paying with the leftover value. How much is that being diverted into the variant you're paying for, right? Because you see how Forge and Night, right, is 84% value. Well, that 15.2%, right, is essentially what you're paying for the variant, right? And if you do that math, right, then you can kind of calculate how much are you paying for each variant. And so we have the different numbers. Usually the best bundles will also have the cheapest variants. It's just how it goes. But also smaller cost variants or smaller cost bundles generally have better ratios as well, right? Since if you're paying 500 gold total and there's a variant in there, the most you're going to be paying for a variant is the 500 gold, but usually you're paying like 200 or less, right? So here we have some same similarities. Thank you, Collins. Beach Bums, I would say, jumps up a lot because you're getting 3 variants and you got to divide by 3, so it's pretty cheap. Same thing, Forge and Knight, Avasi Admiral, Foreman 4. If you're adding that 2,000 tokens for you're getting Mobius is the best, right? So these are pretty good, and you can see going down. Foreman Functions, if you're not including the new Mobius, is pretty bad. Jacinto, if you're not including the new Darkhawk, pretty bad. Even if you're including the Darkhawk, it's still bad. It's honestly not the best bundle. And then something interesting, right? Since the high stakes in November is pretty much 100%, you end up paying 42 gold for the variant, which is free basically. So just some numbers if you are a variant focused person to kind of help you guide your purchases. If you're looking for, oh, I really like this variant, but how much am I paying for it? This can help you say, oh, I'm paying less than 700 for the variant, and usually I would buy 700 variants, and this is a no-brainer, etc., etc. So just some helpful things for people that like that. And then we also have done it by money bundles as well. So I want to say a year in Snap by far dwarfs everything, but this is the case with very small bundles. They are sometimes generous, like the welcome bundle dwarfs everything as well, right? This is the welcome bundle level where you're getting 150% value. You're paying $5 for 1,000 tokens. Usually it would be a lot more expensive. So definitely, if you spend money at all, like a year in Snap is a great bundle to get generally. Like if after the season pass, right? I'd still recommend the season pass first, but then if you've gotten the season pass and you want to spend some money, a year in Marvel Snap is a great way to do that. So that should be free, but I'm being salty. Past that, we've got the power to move you, 97.2%. So very good, right? You can see, it looks like they've gotten better with judging bundles. I don't know, like generally the bundles in October are generally better value wise than the bundles before. So it looks like their numbers have changed. They shouldn't be as greedy or something. So generally the older bundles are getting better, which is good, right? So either you guys are not buying these atrocious bundles in the past, or they're just like, it has to be that, right? So good on you guys. The bundles, the money bundles are getting better. Even the gold bundles are also getting better. So at least they're adjusting. But overall, you can see I'm not really gonna go through it. I don't really spend that much. I don't buy a lot of money bundles, so it's not relevant to me. But feel free to take a look at it. And then same thing, right? You can see the peach is cool, 102%. You are paying $65, but it's a very good bundle in terms of value, I guess, quote unquote. Like you're in Marvel Snap's world, right? When we say stuff like that, like the value is in comparison to everything in Marvel Snap. So you're still being ruled by their resources and their value propositions, but in that world, it's decent. And then same thing, price per variant, so you can see how much you're paying in terms of money for each variant. Power to move, you're paying 70 cents, which is pretty good, right? Anything under than $2, I think, is pretty good in their world once again. So you can see Magic's birthday party is pretty good. Festive Unity is pretty good because it's $5 base, right? So it's so hard for it to not be good for the variants. Same thing. Peach is cool, is free, right? Since it's over 100% value, you're not paying anything for that variant, so it ends up being the variant being free, which some people might like that. But same thing. Some of the older bundles, like the Aspect of Heimdall, really really bad. $13 for the variant is like not acceptable, really. And even some of the it's just the expensive bundles, right? You can just see the expensive bundles just suffer a lot. But overall, those are the money bundles and the gold bundles, and then we can quickly go through each of them individually since I do the work, and I want to showcase. If you're looking for anything in particular, you feel free to freeze it and dive through your analysis. But yeah, we do have all of them here. Some of the variants are pretty cool. I remember someone was asking that they wanted me to have the variants be larger in these videos, which is fair. There's no room real estate, right? Where do I put that here? Generally, I don't really know, right? While getting most of the information down, don't really have a great place for that. So that's kind of the issue I have with doing that. But feel free. Do love the comments from time to time. Well, you guys are generally nice in the comments, honestly. Or I don't see the negative ones, one of the two, which is But yeah, either way. So that's pretty much the video here. Just doing the work. It does take a long time to do these videos. I've been working on it for about 2 days or so, as well as getting the other videos out, right? So for some reason, this is skipping. That's weird. Yeah. I believe this is the last one as well. So generally some cool ones, but overall, hope this was informative. Hope you guys appreciate the amount of work. Did not really know, man. Every time, I did not know this would become a math channel. Like, that was not the intention here, but this is what people want. Anyways, that's what we got for today. I hope you guys learned some things, make your bundle purchases a little bit smarter, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful rest of your day. How much are we paying for a mystery variant?
Educatedcollins snap. Once you watch him, you won't go back. He'll teach you to marvel snap. Your skills